Hello, gorgeous ones. This is Darice, and today we're going to talk about the upcoming partial solar eclipse. It's going to be this upcoming Sunday, September 21st, and it'll be exact at 3:54 p.m. in Virgo. I want to first of all just do a check-in. I am recording this ahead of time, so if anything's happening with the collective, that's really big news, and I'm not referring to it. That's why I have not actually seeing what's going on in the world at the moment. But when this gets posted on September 15th, we will be at the halfway mark of this current eclipse portal between Pisces and Virgo. Hopefully, the September 7th eclipse was good for you, that total lunar eclipse. I myself found it really relaxing. I pretty much cleared my whole weekend and gave myself an internal mini retreat. And it was really good just to slow down and just be with the energy. I hope you gave yourself some time to do that, to contemplate where you are, what's shown up for you in the pre-eclipse season, those 2 weeks before, from the initial new moon that was on August 23rd, also in Virgo. That new moon sort of kicked off, not sort of, it definitely kicked off eclipse season. And maybe whatever came to the surface around that time or those couple of weeks before, maybe that led to some insights for you or gave you an idea of what you're going to be working with in this eclipse portal from September 7th until September 21st. I know some things came to the surface for me in my field around things in my day job. And I also got really clear on what I want to have happen in the next 6 months. And that's what I like to use eclipse season for, is to plan or set intentions for what I want to have unfold during the next 6 months. Or sometimes the divine will just show it to me directly. So since this was a total lunar eclipse on September 7th, that weekend, a full moon eclipse effectively, what do I want to release? What do I want to let go of between now and the next 6 months? I got very clear on that. So maybe some insights came to you around that as well. And now we're going to be moving to the partial solar eclipse, which is effectively a new moon, and it's our second new moon in Virgo. So we're getting a second opportunity to look at what we want to clean up, organize, since Virgo is all about cleaning up, organizing the details, that sort of thing. And if you didn't pay attention to what unfolded for you last week, maybe take some time to do that. You can even pause the video and do that for a couple minutes. Think about what came to your attention or in your field between the 7th and the 15th. Were there conversations? Were there decisions? Were there announcements in your industry or the people you work with? Or, sometimes eclipses, they can bring surprises, but they're not always bad surprises. You may have had good news, maybe someone got engaged, or maybe someone who's been wanting to have a baby found out that they were expecting. That kind of thing can often happen during eclipse season as well. A friend of mine let me know that one of her friends got into grad school. That's definitely a seed that's going to unfold for the next 6 months and longer in this person's life. So sometimes you can have surprise announcements that are good. Excuse me. But either way, even if it was something that you didn't expect and that is challenging or difficult, you can take the time around this upcoming partial solar eclipse to look at how do you want to respond to that situation? What are the steps that you can take? And just because of some of the aspects around this particular eclipse, which I'm about to get into in a little bit, hopefully you'll be able to use the energy that's coming from the stars to help you navigate whatever changes or transitions that have transpired or that will transpire, say, between now and the next eclipse, or even afterwards. Because sometimes the announcements or the disruptions, they may not happen until that 2 weeks post-eclipse season as well for you. And there also may be things in the collective that are unfolding as well, showing us who we want to be, who we want to transition into. And as I mentioned in my last couple of videos about this eclipse season, we're effectively closing out the last 12 to 18 months because that's how long this Pisces Virgo eclipse season is lasting. And we're going to be starting a new eclipse series in February, the Leo Aquarius eclipse season. So you may feel like a change is coming, but you don't know what it is. And that can bring some anxiety. And that's kind of how eclipse seasons work. You just kind of feel the change coming, but you don't really know what it is until the next eclipse series officially starts. So it's okay if you feel like you're in limbo, or if you know you're wrapping up things that you began 12 months ago, or during these next 6 months, you realize you're transitioning out of things that have been unfolding for you, say for the past 12 to 18 months. So with that, let's get into the actual aspects that are happening with this particular eclipse that's coming up. First of all, we're going to have a Saturn opposition. Saturn, of course, is structure, boundaries, the timekeeper. Effectively, this is about invoking sacred discipline that helps us have boundaries around our success. You know, Saturn says, okay, you have this beautiful vision. Now let's make it sustainable. So there may be some pressure around that. Maybe there's a plan that you want to have unfold over the next 3 to 6 months, and you're not sure what the steps are to take. Virgo season is the time to map that out, to plan those steps, since Virgo is really good about organizing the details. Or maybe you have a friend who has some strong Virgo placements in their chart. This would be a great time to reach out to them and have them help or support you in mapping out the plan. Maybe you're looking at a way to have a reframe around your business, or maybe even just one of your offers, for example. This could be a great time to look at maybe a 90-day roadmap, client onboarding requirements, or even the use of time blocking, where you set aside deep focus time, maybe 2 to 4 hours during the day for certain activities. This eclipse also has a Neptune opposition. And so Neptune can blur the lines. It can sometimes make things unclear. So there could also be a tendency to overpromise or overgive, or have a dream that's not grounded. So this eclipse could bring those situations to the surface where any of those dynamics are happening or unfolding. And you also may feel tired or scattered. Eclipses in general can make us tired. So this is why I always recommend that people clear their calendar for the day or two before the eclipse, or the day of the eclipse, if at all possible, to create some space to just simply rest and recover. As like I mentioned before, eclipse energy can be unstable. So I usually don't do any official rituals during any of the eclipses. But since this is a new moon eclipse, what I do pay attention to, I see what the divine or the universe is bringing into my field, into my space. Those are the new intentions that usually come to fruition, or new opportunities that show up in my field. And I know that that's what the universe wants me to be working for, or working on for the next 6 months. So I just simply wait and see what comes up, what opportunities present themselves, or who reaches out to me. It just usually becomes clear. And I found it's been easier to work with eclipse energy that way, instead of me trying to force it or to decide. Because usually whatever I did decide usually ends up not working out anyway. So that's just been my experience with eclipses. So that's usually why I don't do any particular intention setting rituals around the new moon eclipse. Usually the universe does it for me anyway. Well, if you do want to work on something though, maybe you can use a productivity tip and just use one focus area and build a container around that, or at least begin brainstorming the ideas around that. Excuse me, I'm not sure what's going on in my throat today. We also have a trine to Uranus. Uranus, of course, is disruptions and breakthroughs. And so maybe there'll be an opportunity to see a breakthrough around our habits. I, for one, since it is Virgo season, I've been looking at different ways to eat healthier, to exercise. Actually, signed up for a nutrition class through my gym. So I've been learning about different ways to organize my meals, meal planning, meal preps, that sort of thing. So maybe around the actual eclipse, I'll have some breakthroughs in that area. You know, it doesn't always have to do major monumental things. It could be simple everyday things for you, or just simply a new way of approaching your time, your schedule. So look for those opportunities as well. Now with this being a trine to Uranus as well, and with Virgo's position, you may also have the opportunity to streamline some of your technology, maybe looking at different ways of working with AI tools, maybe automating your client flows, and just simply look at what new thing have you been thinking about in the background? I, for one, have been looking at new ways of creating maybe landing pages for some of the things I am focusing on. So I'm hopefully that I'll have the time this week to really dig deeper into that. We also have trine to Pluto. Pluto, it can also be about our empowerment, or how we express our power. And so, since it's trining this eclipse, this could be an opportunity to go deeper, where you can look into maybe some of the relationships where you have been giving away your power. This eclipse could highlight situations, certain relationships, certain experiences where you're not showing up as your full authentic self. So if that comes to the surface, give yourself grace, give yourself forgiveness, and begin to look at how you can change that. What are the ways? What is one small step you can take towards taking back your power in that situation? You may also be called to shed outdated business identities. You might also feel a call to release certain offers or how you do certain practices in your business. It could be a great time as well to do an audit of your business energetic leaks or any false power plays. One prompt you might want to consider is, what am I ready to release so I can lead from soul, not survival? And then last, I want to end with some just potential action plans or ritual suggestions. You could do a mini retreat or a CEO day. You can journal and then burn or write down any limiting patterns or beliefs that you want to release. Um, or you could just simply meditate, take a long walk, and then maybe I used to do this. Sometimes I would take a long walk and then I would collect leaves along the way. I'm on the East Coast where there are leaves falling. So if you're in an area where you have that sort of thing, or you pick up whatever branches that work for you. But I would pick up leaves and then I would like to speak into the leaf what I wanted to release. And then I would let it float down like a river or a stream that was nearby. Like I would walk to a body of water where I could do that. If you're in an area where the weather is nice enough, that could be a really nice ritual for you to do on this eclipse weekend. But in a nutshell, like I said, I just want to remind you that this eclipse is reminding us that we are closing out one transition and we're moving into a new phase. And as I always offer during every eclipse season, use this time to really just observe what the divine is bringing to you, what the universe is showing you. This is not a time to force anything. I mean, of course, continue to do your work, work on your business, do all the things you need to do to continue to have that going. I'm not saying like don't do anything for the next 2 weeks. I'm just saying, if at all possible, maybe not take on any big new projects or do any big launches. Um, Simply keep going with what you have already on the agenda on your calendar for the month of September. And it's still Virgo season, so still continue to work on your daily habits, your health routines, and how you want to work through each day in your business and in your personal life, and continue to make time for friends and family, healthy eating, taking care of yourself. Because we have a lot of things happening in the world. We have a lot of things coming at us. And this could be an opportunity to really just tap in to who you are and who you are becoming. And give yourself time to integrate and calibrate all the physical changes that are happening. Because humanity and the earth is going through a really catalyzing time of transformation. We're feeling it. We're all feeling it in some way. And I feel like eclipse season is the time for us to slow down and allow our bodies to catch up with those changes. So hopefully that resonated. Hopefully that made sense to you. If it did, please do like the channel if you made it this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I did also forget, I wanted to mention earlier, I might have my Skool membership, $9 a month or $50 for the whole year. I do a weekly Q&A in it, so we can actually connect. You can ask me questions about the things I talk about. And also, I would love to get suggestions from people on what other things that they might feel would be supportive to them as well. and we've been having really a lot of fun in the space. So I hope you do join us. Again, it's Moonlife Astro on the Skool platform, Skool, and wishing you much love, peace, and joy. And really be kind and easy with yourself, especially during eclipse season. Easefully yours, Darice.